we are going to be painting some Lizardman. Because why not? And I'm actually set up, or I have a match or a game set up with a good friend of mine soon. And I need these guys to be painted in order to play with him. And as you can see, there are quite a couple. 20 in total to be more precise. I've got some other dudes that I need to finish as well. But the main focus will be these dudes. And since I thought, like, I'll be sitting here anyways, I thought, why not do this as a live stream? And while I know that a lot of my subscribers are not actually like the wargaming type, but rather prefer armor, I still think, since this is modeling and this is painting, why not do this? So here we are. And I hope that at least some of you actually enjoy this. So let me get my wet palette. Let me get my brush. A size 0 brush. Like a cheap Chinese brush, to be honest. Like, I picked this up on Amazon. Need water. Need a piece of kitchen towel. And then, without further ado, what we are going to do first is block in the gold color on the gold ornaments all over this lizard. And I'm using Citadel Retributor armor for that. So the Citadel colors come in weird paint pots, which is basically why I decided to refill them, or yeah, I have to fill them into dropper bottles. So if you are actually in the know on what Citadel color paints come, what kind of bottles they come in, and you're now confused why I have them in dropper bottles, I actually manually filled them into dropper bottles because I think it's just a lot easier to do this with them in dropper bottles. So yeah, we're blocking in gold detail now. And actually gold acrylic paints are normally very, very hard to get a proper coat down. But I have to say I'm rather impressed with the opacity of this this Citadel gold paint here. Here's my painting handle. This is something new for me. I've never, like, I've done one video where I talked about this project of mine, painting this entire army, and yeah. And this is basically the first real piece of content I do that involves this Warhammer army. And I do know that I will probably alienate a couple of my subscribers with this. And don't worry, guys, I will of course still make content in the way that you know and probably like, or otherwise you wouldn't be subscribed. I will have a kit review of a border model Panzer IV coming out soon, as well as maybe even some update on one of the many builds that I have actually still on the go that are not finished yet. It's weird right now because I'm the only one actually in here. There's no viewer right now, so if you're watching this as a video on demand, like later on YouTube, thank you for watching. Maybe I'll do these more often in the future, since I always prefer to just like talk while I do these, because that way I kind of keep my motivation high, because it can be can take you. It can take a lot of motivation to sit here and paint 20 little dudes and just do the same thing over and over and over again. And please bear with me here if the camera setup today is not perfect. I actually ordered a new camera rack, but it hasn't arrived yet. And once that arrives, I will be able to suspend the camera above my bench so you won't have to see my hairy arm all the time. But then again, isn't it nice to see a hairy arm once in a while? Better than a hairy crotch, I guess. Or a hairy arse. In case you just noticed in the background, yes, this is my child, who is currently unimpressed with something. I have no clue what she is unimpressed with, but apparently something is really not making her happy. I guess it's me talking in English because she's not used to me talking in English. Oh, I got out of the shot there, I'm sorry. It's weird because I have my cell phone sitting right in front of me. Because this is the only, well, gadget right now that I can use to do these live streams. Yeah, I would really prefer to use my new camera, but I haven't gotten a capture card yet, so can't actually connect this to the computer just yet. So once I can figure that out, I might be able to use my Canon to live stream, which will of course absolutely increase the quality of the camera work, because I can then, like I said, suspend it over the bench with the new incoming camera rack, and then we can have arm and hair free live streams. Like I said, it's going to be a bit of a task here to block in all of the gold color. Let me move my wet palette to the other side. That way I don't have to move my hairy arm in the shot all the time. How can you put it to the side, and that way you don't have to see it all the time. And I can actually put my arm down, and that is much more relaxing. Yeah, that's much better. Like I said, I've not done something like this before, and I know that for some of my subscribers this might really be weird, because all you've ever seen me do is paint German armor. Occasionally do something allied and not finish it. But then again, how often do I finish German armor, I ask? Yeah, I just needed something else for a change there, for a change of subject, for a change of focus. And like I said, I'll be back to my normal things at some point. Once I think this army is painted, I think I've taken enough of a hiatus from doing what I do, if time permits, to then create some let's say old school-ish videos of stuff you guys know me doing. And if you don't like this sort of video, let me know in the comment section. If you have input on how to make these better, let me know in the comment section. And I know, yeah, the camera is a bit wonky every now and then. I get this out of the shot because I'm kind of looking over the phone at the model to see where it's at and to see where I am at with the brush. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep it in shot somewhat, which is not easy. Let me tell you that much. It's not easy to keep a movable thing in shot while painting, while basically trying to look at the screen as well as the real model. So yes, right now this is the first of the Saurus Warriors gold detail done. So I can put them to the two that I already painted earlier today. And then I'll clean my brush. I'll clean it every now and again, just to make sure that it isn't contaminated and the paint doesn't like clog up the bristles. And oops. And I know that I'm probably not using the proper technique a miniature painter should be using. I know that I'm probably abusing my brushes. Like I said, these are cheap Chinese brushes. They did not set me back that much. So since I'm batch painting right now, and I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible, I don't care if I ruin this brush. Once I use my proper detail brush later on, I'll care and I'll do a much better job of keeping paint out of the stem and all kinds of things. But right now, this is just me trying to paint this as fast and as basic as possible, since these are going to be in a battle soon. And I really don't want to show up to that battle with unpainted models, to be honest. That would be quite the shame. So I was asked earlier today by friends of mine if I wanted to join on another hobby adventure. Like, I have so many hobbies, like model building, Warhammer right now, Magic the Gathering. It's a lot, sports. And they asked me if I wanted to join on a video game, like, not video game, but like a video conference of a Magic game, which is weird to me, but I was considering for like a faint second, and I thought, no, you have to paint these guys. Otherwise, you'll show up to the game with unpainted minis. And a friend of yours is not going to be happy. And yeah, he made an effort to get his army painted, so I can make an effort to get mine painted. Although I have to say, he had his commission painted, so yeah, it's a cop-out a bit. But yeah, I enjoy painting this. I have to say, it's relaxing, although right now, trying to get the camera setting going and keep this in shot and keep you guys posted. Although currently I only have one viewer, but thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate the fact that you are here. I know if you are a subscriber of my channel, this is something that you normally don't see on my channel, and that might not be of your interest, but I just needed to do something else. Yeah, you are. Now it's 2, which is cool. Appreciate that. I appreciate everyone joining. It's just me doing things I normally don't do on my channel. Yes, model building and painting stuff is something I do, but normally the subject would be something entirely different. And I wouldn't be painting. Oh, okay. Okay. Just get going. Just get going. I think that's the best thing you can do. What? You prefer what? Oh, you prefer tanks. Yeah, no worries. Not a problem at all. Like I said, I have absolutely no problem if my subscribers don't dig this. Although, I have to say, my wife gave me some Warhammer 40k for Christmas, and this actually includes tanks and guns. Yeah, I'll try to tackle it. I'm blocking in the gold first. Of course, I have already base coated them with the airbrush a couple days ago, and now I'm just picking the color that probably needs the most coats to just block it in first. Like I said, I'm not like an expert miniature painter. Normally I paint scale models. I'm like, okay, let's give this a try. Let's see if I can at least do a semi-decent job on blocking in the paints. And you might see I'm not being perfectly neat right now because, like I said, I will be adding more colors to this, and especially in the areas where I will add a different color over the base color. I'm, well, very uncareful, just like slapping it on. And like I said, I think the gold paint will need the most coats to go on, so I think it's the best idea to just block this in first, because otherwise this will take you the longest. This will take, at least me, it takes me the longest because for some weird reason I'm very impatient when the gold starts, like once the paint isn't drying fast enough, I get really antsy and I start adding paint over the top even though it's not yet fully dry, and that might ruin the model. So I just decided, let's put this down first. This way it gets enough drying time while I do the other colors, and I kind of circumvent this issue that I have with patience. Yeah, which is probably why I'm not the best like miniature painter, because you need a lot of patience, especially when you start blending paints and stuff like that. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this in shot. The setup that I'm using right now is very basic. I have the phone on a tripod basically standing in front of me, which is not the best solution, but like I said, the proper rack that I've ordered hasn't yet arrived and should be here next week, I hope. So maybe then I can do an even better job of suspending the camera over the bench area. So yeah, why Lizardman? Well, when I was 12, I first got into Warhammer, and I started out with Lizardman. Like, the very clunky, like, old models, the old Saurus Knights, the old Skinks, old metal casts, Lens and Steganons, and just horrific casts. They were so bad. But at the same time, I really enjoyed the look of them. And when I got back, or actually when I decided, let's just pick up something different. Something different from armor models. And not aircraft, because I just can't stand aircraft. I wanted to do something that is fun and that I enjoy. And I certainly wouldn't enjoy aircraft painting on buildings. So I decided I'll pick up Warhammer, because I just saw stuff on the internet and I was like, yep, that looks cool. I want to get back. At least for the sake of building and painting miniatures. And then, of course, I figured out, or I found out, that a couple of friends of mine have armies themselves and started Warhammer recently. So it's perfect, I guess. So yeah, I went to the Warhammer store with my missus, with the wife, and I told her, you pick and choose and start collecting box. I'm not going to tell you what to pick, you pick and choose. And she went straight to the Seraphon, like, it's dinosaurs, you have to pick the dinosaurs. I'm like, okay, that's weird. That's the faction that I started out with back in the day, when I was 12. And she's like, yeah, then pick him again. It's dinosaurs riding dinosaurs. You cannot go wrong with dinosaurs on dinosaurs. And apparently, yeah, I decided to not go with the Games Workshop paint scheme, to be honest. I really wanted something else. That's why they're green. I'm going with like a light green and a dark green like mix. I can actually show you what exactly they will look. Hopefully, like once they're all done, this is basically what they will be looking like. Darker scales, lighter flesh. I still pick the corn red shield and some gold details. Just this basic. I will do something different about the spears because I think this is very, very, like, I don't know, boring to have like gray on gray and on black. It's just boring. I will add some gold detail to that as well. Red Bull. Best drink ever, especially since I have a newborn. So I need sleep. And sleep in a can is the best kind of sleep right now. So, yeah, Red Bull. Let's put the chemicals in my body. I need to keep this in focus. I'm sorry. Like, every now and then, I may wander out of the camera angle here. It's so weird. I would love to zoom out a bit. That way I wouldn't have that big of a problem with it. Yes, enjoy that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me. Appreciate that a lot. So, like I said, painting a lot of the same color and a lot of the same model or similar models can be really, really daunting. And I know that if I didn't do this on a live stream, but just did this sitting here for myself, I think at this point I would probably have already put them away and done something entirely different. One more thing I want to mention. Some of the models actually have a lot of flash, and the mold line has not been removed. That is not my fault. I bought a bunch of used Saurus warriors in a batch with a couple of skinks and a couple of skink priests and a couple of start collecting boxes. And the guy apparently did not remove the seam lines, yet he already had primed the models. And I have to admit, I was lazy, and I did not care stripping or scraping them off and then repriming them because I thought that way I might have a too thick of paint coat over the top because I don't have the equipment to strip paint. So, yes, this is why I decided to just leave them as is. If they were character models or heroes, I probably would have stripped them because they are eye catchers. Since this is battle line and just like the meat potato of your army, and you have so many, I think it won't matter as much. So that's why you might see some flash on these little boys. And again, let me reiterate, I'm being very clumsy here in applying the paint. I'm not paying much attention to me actually putting this on different areas here that it's not supposed to go on, because I will still be adding more colors, especially to those areas where I'm not as careful. So yes, that's why I do that. So we're 25 minutes in. Still sitting here alone, which is not a problem to me, because I can talk and talk and talk. I'm actually getting paid for just talking to myself most of the time right now, since we are right now again in a phase of homeschooling. So I'm talking to my computer, and every now and then, if I get lucky, one of my students will actually answer. The chance for that is very slim, but it is what it is, I guess. Let me tell you though, I really do not like the situation that we're in right now with the homeschooling. It's really not what I envisioned or hoped or thought or think teaching should be like. I think interacting with your students, with your pupils, face to face, in person, being able to help them individually, to approach them, to talk to them, to just interact with them on a human level is very important. So that's why I really do not like digital teaching as we are currently doing. Like, I know why we're doing it, and I know that it's necessary, since the way this pandemic has been unfolding has been anything but good. And I really don't want this to linger. So we have to suck up, and we just have to do what the man tells us to do. No matter if you like it. Right now, we have to try and stay safe. And I hope all of you guys are actually safe. And I say this especially to my friends in the United States, because right now it's tough times over there. When I watched the news 2 days ago, I was shocked. I was appalled. Yet I kind of felt like I told you so. Because this is exactly what I predicted 5 years ago, when the douchebag in chief was elected. And he has again shown his true colors, and is currently trying to defeat and end American democracy as we know it. So I hope you guys are safe. Stay out of the line of fire, so to speak. Stay out of danger, out of harm's way. Try to be smart. It's where you go, what you do. Because I think this was only the beginning, sadly. And I think a lot is something is still yet to come. I don't think they are done. And if you're thinking about going to the inauguration, I don't think that this is. I don't know. I fear that something could happen. Yeah, because that's probably what they really cherish, to have all the Democratic Party leaders and Democratic voters probably there, so they could target them rather easily. And yeah, I fear for that. Yeah, so stay safe, please. All right, let's change this up. Enough gold for now. We'll come back to the gold in a second. Let's do dark green for a change. Like I said, I want to paint, or I want to have the scales of these dudes in a darkish green. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to use a darkish green and paint the scales. Oops. And shot. Here we go. And paint the scales. Just block them in. Yeah, I probably have the paint too thin right now. There's no good coverage. Because this is actually a paint that normally covers in one go. Right now, I don't know, trouble here. This is a Revell paint. Maybe I should put the model that I'm aspiring to recreate back on camera in a second. So you guys, if you're joining now, can actually see what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get at with this dude. Well, I'm actually trying to recreate a fella like this. This is what we're going for. This is what we're striving to do. Oh, I forgot gold on this dude. Nice. Well done, me. Yay, me. See, that's why I normally don't batch paint like this, but, you know, I want to finish them today so that I can play with them tomorrow. I know this is not a smart idea under most circumstances, but since they are just battle line, I still feel like this is okay. And to my normal subscribers, I'm sorry if I'm using like Warhammer terminology here. Those are like your basic infantrymen in words that my tank and armor builders might understand a bit better. These are infantrymen. And we are painting them to be infantrymen, and since there are a lot of them, they can be painted a bit, well, more recklessly. Don't need to be too careful with them. Trying to keep this in shot as good as possible. And the coverage again is bad. For some weird reason, normally this paint covers a lot better. So yes, oh, come on, what is this doing? Why is it taking off the paint again? This is bull. It's weird. To only have one viewer, thank you for being here. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment and I will try to answer your question. If your question is why I always have the model out of the camera, it's because of my lineup right now. It's a bit messy. I have my phone basically sitting in front of me, functioning as the camera. And as my way to basically interact with the chat, if there is any. And thus, I kind of have to look at both the screen of the phone and the model over the phone to actually see what I'm doing, which is not easy at all. I don't want to leave any areas unpainted because going back in later is always, well, kind of a last resort that I really don't like doing. Sorry for touching the camera. If you get whiplash, I'm sorry for that. It's like motion sickness. Oops. The daughter again is unimpressed. I wondered why, considering I'm her father. I would be unimpressed too. So being a father is kind of the best thing that ever happened to me. While I didn't know that it's probably going to be like awesome, I didn't expect it to be this awesome. Yes, of course, sleep deprivation kind of plays a role, and maybe that's why I say this right now, that it's the best thing. But I enjoy every second that I can spend with my daughter. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. I'm so proud of my wife for her, the way she's acting as a mom. Like, couldn't be better. It's just great watching her interact with her. Like, it's the best mom that I could think of for my child, and it's just great right now. It's a cool experience. And if you think of having a child but you're not sure, yes, do it. It's the best thing. Yes, being screamed at by your wife while she's in labor can be irritating and scary, but it's absolutely worth it. It's absolutely worth it. I think it's the best thing. Like, looking in your child's eyes after it's born is like the best feeling. The best emotions. Like, it's just the rush of emotions that like grabs you is just insane. It's so ridiculous. And listening to my missus in the background, interacting with her right now while I'm doing this, it's just great. And as you can see here, I'm waffling a bit and I'm wondering a bit because I'm already starting to lose motivation in batch painting. I'm not, like, I get impatient really quickly. And that's normally my downfall, why I don't finish stuff, because I want to start new stuff all the time because of my impatience. And I'm trying to work on this, but it's not easy. And that's one of the reasons why I started painting this Warhammer army, because, and why I set up basically a play date with a friend of mine. It kind of keeps me accountable, and holds me accountable. I'm sorry. It kind of holds me accountable for finishing this, because we are set up to play, and if I don't have this done by then, we cannot play. So I kind of have to finish this, which basically, when I build armor models, I can just finish whenever I want. Yeah, I enter group builds knowing that I will not be finishing them. Basically, that's the thing with me right now. Like, okay, I know I can't finish, but I want to support my friends who host a group build, who came up with a great idea, who are the guys running it. And I always join knowing that I probably won't make it. And that really is an emotional burden to me. And that really has taken its toll on me. And I really hate it, not just the fact that I disappoint them, but the fact that I disappoint myself on a regular basis when it comes to finishing models. is one of the reasons why I went out and picked up this Warhammer army, just so I have something that I need to finish. I need to finish, otherwise I cannot play. And that's just great. I think that's just a really cool motivational boost, and I needed that, I think. And I think I will use this, and I think it will help me be a bit more patient as a model builder in the future, and help me finish more projects, because I have to learn how to finish stuff model wise. I really do. I don't think I've finished an armor model in a year or two. I started many, finished none. Which definitely is not a big achievement. Like, in contrast, is like more like a bad thing, which is really why I needed to change something. And I thought, like, changing the subject, holding myself accountable, being in a position where if I don't do this, I'll let a friend of mine down, was probably exactly what I needed. And thus, I really enjoy this project, and that's why I brought it to this channel. Yes, my daughter agrees. And I'm really, really glad some of you actually like this, and I hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys will enjoy the other content that I basically have set up with regards to this Warhammer army. And yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you, even if you don't like this, and if you're not watching these, just for the fact that you've been supporting my channel for so long now. This channel has been up for I don't even know how long, and I've received a ton of support over the years. A lot of great people have subscribed to my channel and have followed me on my journey through modeling, and I couldn't be happier, to be honest, and it's just really appreciated. I appreciate each and every one who along the way has supported me. And I think, for the sake of protecting you guys from me rumbling and bumbling on for even longer, I will just call this a live stream. I'll continue doing this off stream, and I'll keep you posted in an offline update video. So thank you guys for watching. This has been Holly Modeling. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.